Ankhon Dekhi, an indie drama and an underrated lost masterpiece released in 2013. I was a bit confused before recording this video, so I broke it down into two segments, technical and non-technical view. Your opinion in this film can be different than mine, which is completely healthy.
बस यही सपना मुझे बार-बार आता है कि मैं उड़ रहा हूँ आकाश में।
The film is directed by Raj Kapoor, who also played the supporting role as Baoji's brothers Rishi Chacha. The story follows Ramesh Baoji, played by Sanjay Mishra. Let's talk about the performance and characterizations. Our protagonist is a thoughtful person, but also a simple man, and Sanjay Mishra does a really fine job bringing him to the life. The film revolves around Ramesh Baoji and compound of the other characters living in the old times. The crowded house and narrow streets of Old Delhi show the busy, interconnected life of community and the weight of tradition. For example, the film title pretty much says the major theme and the story of the film. Ankhon Dekhi, which means scenes with one's own eyes. Let's look at this scene, which I personally like, which is so raw and natural.
कर लो, लेकिन किसी को बोलना मत, ठीक है?
ये लेना।
अच्छा है ना आलू की सब्जी?
नहीं अच्छा नहीं है लेकिन भूख लगी है। वही बैंगन बनता रहता है।
The technical point of view. Let's see that how cinematography, sound design, editing, colors, compositions, blocking, and the background score helps the story to the audience. Ankhon Dekhi uses wide shots and camera movements to show the setting and tell the story. For example, look at this close-up shots where he is standing in the middle of the frame and there are people in the background who follows him. It shows how his beliefs and perspectives are totally different than everyone else. Look at the scene where he's looking at the trees and the nature and the sky and the camera is moving slowly, which kind of conveys that this is the new journey in his life. He's realizing something and he's seeing the world with a new perspective. There is a very outstanding cinematography technique used in this film to convey a specific message. Let's look at this scene for example. The girl is behind the window and the bars, which kind of says that the girl is imprisoned and really restricted with the societal norms. When Baoji changes the perception about the guy she is meeting, she suddenly moves from that window and stays at the center of the frame, which kind of says she is now free and have freedom for her decision. See how they have used the shapes and the composition techniques in this film to convey a specific message. The most of the film is shot in the daylight and the evening, but look at this shot. It's night, the hue is blue, which kind of suggests and shows the danger and the darkness of the scene, where this kid is involved in a danger and gambling. Let's look at few scenes for example. The way they have used the lower aperture to show the background, the foreground and the middle ground clearly, unlike the modern films where the bokeh and the higher aperture is famous to make the film look cinematic. Let's look at the scene where they use the intercutting technique.
मालूम है आजकल जुआ खेलना शुरू कर दिया और खुद अकेले नहीं 15 लोगों के साथ सबको सारा जुआरी बना दिया सब जुआरी हो गए थूकते हैं लोग हम पे
टुच्चे लोग आ रहे हैं हमारी मदद करने और लड़की के चचा ऋषि बाबू न्योते के इंतजार।
Now look at this editing technique in this film, how they have used the J cut, which feels like a monologue at first, but later it was a continuity shot of a conversation.
एक बात समझ में आई कि हम लोग के साथ कितना बड़ा धोखा हुआ है। मार के दुनिया भर का झूठ हमारे अंदर ठूस दिया गया।
Now look at some of the starting scenes of the film, how they have shown a barrier between the mother and the kid and the father and the daughter because they have some beliefs that everyone is against of. This is called frame within a frame, where they are showing the distance and the barrier between two perspectives.
हमें कुछ हो जाएगा बता रहे हम। बड़ी आग लग रही है इस लड़की में।
चलो चलो उड़ जा तू घर जा चलो उड़ जा।
They have used the frame within frame technique in almost every wide shot. Let's look at some examples. Look how they have used the same lower aperture to show the ends of the streets to convey a message and show the urban and rural settings of old lanes of Delhi. This kind of scene shows how he is born and present in the world within himself. Look at some of my favorite shots which shows the frame within frame technique used in this film. Wide shots of the family crowded living room and kitchen show the traditional setting and close family bonds. Wide shots of Baoji's home showing the busy interiors filled with the family members and realism to the film. Close-up shots of Baoji thoughtful expressions shows how his point of view is different than others. Visuals are used to highlight themes of personal discovery. For example, scenes where Baoji looks at a tree against the open sky symbolizes his search for the truth and understanding. The lighting sets the mood and atmosphere throughout the film. For example, look at this scene where Baoji sits alone at night looking at the moon, uses soft dim lighting to reflect his thoughtful mood before his big realization and the decisions which later changed his life. In Ankhon Dekhi, different camera angles like low angle shots and eye level perspectives are used to make us think deeply and show the emotions and thoughts of the characters. This helps tell the story in a powerful way. When Baoji thinks alone, he is usually by himself in the frame, whether he is at a window or in a quiet corner at home. This highlights his deep thinking and search for truth. The film blocking is interesting here. In Ankhon Dekhi, directed by Raj Kapoor, careful film blocking and composition enhances storytelling by arranging actors and elements within the frame with deep emotions and themes. For example, during the argument between Baoji and his family, the way they stand or sit shows their difference. Baoji's ideas often make him stand apart, showing how he thinks differently from others.
रिश्ता होता है, परिवार होता है, हम सब यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं। रिश्ता होता है कि नहीं होता है, मानते हो कि नहीं? छोड़ दिया सब कुछ।
रिश्ता तो फिर भी रहेगा ना भाई।
अरे क्या रिश्ता रहेगा?
Slow editing during moments of deep thought allows viewers to engage with Baoji's internal struggles, such as when he pondered the existence of God. The color palette. The film uses earthy tones like browns and greens and darkened hues to reflect the traditional settings of Old Delhi. These colors symbolizes deep-rooted tradition and provide visual continuity throughout the film. There's one thing I would like to mention is the production design and the art direction. There are few specific scenes where I think the art direction is strong and telling a different story. Let's look at this picture for example. There are the glasses in the background which kind of explains that this is the major spot of Baoji's in the house and where he usually spends the most of his time. The sound in this film is something to be noticed here. The film blends Indian classical music with ambient sounds of Old Delhi to enrich its narrative. Introspective scenes are underscored by subtle background music. Street vendors, traffic noise, and neighborhood chatter are woven into the soundtrack, enhancing the film's authenticity and atmosphere. Ankhon Dekhi masterfully explored the themes of personal truth and societal norms through its amazing cinematography, intimate storytelling, and subtle use of visuals. From the busy streets of Old Delhi to the quiet contemplation of its protagonist, Baoji, the film invites viewers to ponder the significance of personal experience in understanding reality. Through its deliberate cinematographic choices and profound storytelling, Ankhon Dekhi resonates as a thought-provoking journey into the complexities of human perception and existential questioning. I am Syed Asad and thank you for watching.